On today. We are going to be doing the wet battery lab today. Before we do that, we are going to recorrect assignment number 3. Some of you have handed it in, some of you haven't. I'll make sure to get the basket and we'll recorrect that because I guess the key wasn't complete when the sub was here or something like that. So let's get it recorrected so I don't have to do all that together. It's easier with many hands. And then I'll get that in. We'll do the wet battery lab. It just needs to be turned in at the end. I'm going to explain it to you now. So if you haven't picked up a wet battery lab, go grab it real quick because we're going to do some changes on it. Today is the 9th. Your test is the 16th. So we've got 2 days of review after this. So, come on. It's 17th. It's a Thursday next week. I keep forgetting to change that. Okay, so I'm going to go through every part of it with you. Since we are working with fruit and metals today, we're not working with any glass. We don't need to wear goggles. Okay? Aprons are your choice if you don't want to get stuff on you. But it is really important on this lab that when you finish working with all the metals that you wash your hands really well. Okay? We are not working with lead. I did not put the lead out, but lead has been out with these electrodes. So there could be some lead on there. So that's why I said when you're finished, make sure you wash your hands really well and make sure that you don't touch your face while you're in lab. Okay? You're going to design a battery. You're going to design several batteries and try and figure out how they work. Okay? You're going to need to take back that little half sheet of paper with you so you can figure out what voltage that battery that you're going to make should give you. Okay, remember the one on the top minus the one on the bottom. That's all you have to do, so you just have to find them and subtract. There is one that probably won't be on there, and it's brass. So you can do that as an extra one and see what happens to it, see, does it work better or less. We're not going to be, like I said, working with lead, so I did not put the gloves out, but you still want to wash your hands really well before you leave lab because we have done that. We are using apples and potatoes as our medium, as our salt bridge / solution for the electrodes to go back and forth in. Because of that, I was just going to get one, but I decided to get both. I'm going to have you divide this like this, and I'm going to put apple on one side and potato on the other. Potato. And then your percent error is going to be percent for apple and percent for potato. So I'm going to have you do for both. That way we've got a vegetable and we've got a fruit. And we can see fruit's usually more acidic than vegetables, and we can see does that change what is going on. There are several metals laid out for you. They are labeled. You will want to take, and they're just pieces of metal, you will want to take whatever part you're going to put in the fruit. There's some still wool, and you'll want to scrub that side with still wool. Because if you don't, it oxidizes, and sometimes, it's been sitting in the drawer for over a year, and you can't get to the actual metal. It's actually an oxide that protects it, especially with aluminum. And with iron, you get rust. So if you don't pull that off before you put it in, you're not going to get a good result. Okay? So make sure you clean them. Don't taste or ingest anything in lab, so don't eat the apple or the potato. Don't put your hands near your face. We're going to use a voltmeter. So we actually, instead of just having this, we're going to go to a little voltmeter. It has a little alligator clips on it. You're going to clip that in. That's going to go to your EZ-Link, and that's going to go to your calculator. So you're going to have a few things that are attached there. And it will read voltage for you. Now, what happens if it reads a negative voltage? What's wrong with my battery? I've got the electrodes, or I've got the alligator clip switch, so just switch the alligator clips and it should go positive. If it doesn't, then you've got a problem. Okay? Clean your metals again and see if you can get a better connection. So you're going to choose a whole bunch of different metals. Maybe I take copper and zinc, or maybe I take tin and, I'm trying to think what's back there, tin and aluminum. I'm just going to mix up the metals and I'm going to try different ones. Try it both in the apple and the potato. Okay? Then you're going to get your percent error. When you're done with your percent error, I need you to clean the electrodes. So wash them off with water, dry them really well. I put lots of paper towels out. Please dry them really well and set them back on the paper. The next class is going to have to clean them up. Okay, and put them away. But we need to make sure they're not sticky and nasty and gross because that'll accelerate their demise. Make sure you straighten your area, get a cleanup stamp from me, and then you're welcome to come back here. And then you have some questions that you need to answer with a conclusion and turn it in. So it's not real hard. Any questions about what needs to be done today? You are working in pairs. So let's see. We've got you two working together, you two, you two, you two, you two, you two, you two, and then I guess you three. Okay, on the side. Yeah, you're right here. Yeah, because both of you guys as partners are missing, so I'm going to have you two to work together. As far as if you go back there and your lab station is covered, just use a different one. When you get it all cleaned up, make sure that you get your stamp. Okay, that's going to be 10 points. Any questions? Okay, so before we move, we're going to correct assignment number 3. I'm going to move this basket back here to the back so that you can grab it if you've turned it in. If you haven't, then grab it out because we're going to go back over and correct.